What is up, guys? Rick Hackus here with the latest information about Destiny's next expansion. Now, new information has just come out that really proves beyond a reasonable doubt that the Rise of Iron will be Destiny's next big expansion. A quick recap here, the Rise of Iron was unintentionally announced when this poster here was leaked to the public. Since then, Kotaku's Bungie insider sources have confirmed its authenticity, and they've been right about leaked content in the past, so there's no reason to think they aren't right here. Also, it's been a while since this content was leaked, and Activision or Bungie have never denied that this is real. And any company is going to want to dispel misinformation about its products as quickly as possible, because otherwise you're going to end up with a massively confused player base. Could you imagine if Bungie announced something different than the Rise of Iron? So many different players would be confused and expecting something totally different. There'll be players who didn't hear the announcement and would still be expecting Rise of Iron. It's just a catastrophe for a company to do, and that's why it makes no sense that if this wasn't real, they wouldn't have dispelled it quickly. But two new pieces of information have just come out, really kind of hitting the nail into the coffin and proving again that the Rise of Iron is the next big expansion. The first is right here. This is the official trademark that Bungie has filed, again trademarking the Rise of Iron. That is accompanied by, more importantly, this piece of information. Now this is very interesting. Basically it happened when Bungie was updating their website. Someone simply searched for the Rise of Iron, and guess what? An ad actually popped up linking to DestinyTheGame.com, which is the official Destiny website, and it is advertising the Rise of Iron, saying that it has a new story, new raid, new gear, and weapons. This again is the nail in the coffin. The Rise of Iron will be the next big expansion for Destiny. And remember, it is being officially revealed June 9th on the Bungie official Twitch channel. Now that is already a very interesting piece of information, and it means that all of the leaked content and leaked information about the Rise of Iron, including stuff like information about the next raid, which is apparently going to be against fallen enemies, and I've done a whole video on that, I'll link it in the description down below, but all of that stuff seems to be true because the Rise of Iron has been officially confirmed. However, there is one more piece of very interesting information that has come out of all of this, and that is there was a little line of information next to the ad that was unintentionally revealed, and it says, "Discover the fate of the Iron Lords." That one line sheds so much light onto what is happening in this next expansion. I've again done a video talking about the lore of the Iron Lords, and by the way, I'm just going to be kind of referencing all of these other videos I've done just so that it's not super inconvenient for people who've already seen them, so this video isn't like 40 minutes long kind of explaining everything. So if you want to go and watch that, learn more information about all these different topics I've already covered, I'll link all of them in the description and there'll be annotations. But aside from that, the Iron Lords were these heroes of battles past in Destiny's history, and discovering the fate of them, kind of discovering what happened to them, this is very interesting because it leads credence to a couple of different theories. On the one hand, it could be like the simplest theory. There are some new Iron Lords that are kind of referenced in the newest Year 2 Iron Banner weapons that have kind of just disappeared or gone missing, and you could simply be traveling the galaxy, going to new places, perhaps you're going to Europa, perhaps you're going to somewhere else, looking for these heroes that have disappeared, kind of picking up on their trails and trying to find them. They are going to be great allies to fight back against the darkness. This also kind of lends credence to the theory that the Rise of Iron is in some way a prequel, or takes place in the past, or potentially even has time travel. We already know that time travel is possible within the Destiny universe. The Vex actually time travel kind of all the time, so having time travel isn't that out of the question. And discovering the fate of the Iron Lords, the original Iron Lords that were made famous from the Battle of Six Fronts, have all, it really seems like they've died, and you could potentially see, you know, what happened to them. There seems to be a falling out with the original Iron Lords. They ended up kind of breaking away from the Iron Banner and kind of dissolving their order. You could find out why this happens, what kind of drove some of them mad. For example, we have some of the Iron Lords killing some of the other Iron Lords, and that stuff going on. So this line about about discovering the fate of the Iron Lords is super interesting, and it makes all of the lore involving the Iron Lords so much more important, because we definitively know now, one of the theories I had was perhaps the Rise of Iron refers to the rise of you becoming the next Iron Lord, and that's entirely still possible, I think, but this line here that you're discovering the fate of the original Iron Lords, we then have to look to the past and analyze all of the information we currently know about the Iron Lords, because these past Iron Lords, if you're discovering the fate of the Iron Lords, obviously it's referring to the ones that we already know about, to the ones of the past. So, the Iron Lords will be Destiny's next big expansion, and it revolves around discovering the fate of the Iron Lords of old. If you're like me and the official reveal on June 9th feels an eternity away, I would definitely recommend, again, watching all of my different videos on all of this different information about the Rise of Iron. There's some really good stuff in there. But that's going to be it for this video, and it's going to be the last Rise of Iron video I make until the official reveal, unless something absolutely bonkers gets leaked. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating or sharing this video. Now, if you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickHackis. That's linked in the description down below, as is my Twitch channel, which you can also follow. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.